Welcome to another interesting episode of Space and Style. It's a television show designed to provide realistic solutions for all your real estate needs by providing you with trends, tips, and also engaging experts to discuss topical issues affecting the industry. My name is Olamide Onifade, as you know, and on the show today we're also still talking to an expert from last week discussing the intricacies of home insurance. We shall also share some interior design tips with you to keep you abreast of various trends in the interior design fair. On the property of the week, we'll also showcase a property that we hope to inspire you to join the real estate ladder if you have not. And lastly, the Artisan Spot, where we will be talking to an artisan on his craftsmanship. So sit back and ensure that you enjoy the show. Welcome to the Expert Insight, and Dr. Ayodeji Johnson is still in the studio with us again this week for the concluding part of the intricacies of home insurance. Recall that Dr. Ayodeji Johnson is a seasoned professional in the insurance industry with a proven track record of over 24 years. He has worked with companies such as Guinea Insurance PLC, the Nigerian General Insurance Company Limited, ICO Insurance, Mutual Benefits Insurance, ARM Life PLC, and J. Akinjorge & Co., amongst many other firms. Thank you for coming again.
Thank you for having me again. I'm excited to be here.
And I enjoyed last week's topic. I really enjoyed it. So, taking it from last week, I hear insurance brokers, insurance companies, and I wonder, why do we have brokers? What do they do, and why do insurance companies use them?
Okay, so the role of the brokers is actually to be able to explain the fine prints and then help you take the worries off you about insurance. So basically what they do, because they are experts in their own rights, they understand the wordings of the policy, they understand various policies that each individual needs, and they are able to advise individuals based on that knowledge. So, and the beauty about this is the person buying the policy does not pay the brokers.
Oh, it's the insurance company
that pays? Yes, it's the insurance company that pays. So if I get the transaction off you, I don't charge you for doing all of those service. It is where I take the business to. So for bringing the business to them, they pay me.
But a lot of quacks masquerading as brokers. When it's time for your claim payouts, you don't see them. How can I decipher who is a proper and an accredited broker?
The brokers have an umbrella body, which is the Nigerian Council of Registered Insurance Brokers. We have a secretariat at the National Secretariat at Saboyaba. And then we've got area offices across the country, where we have area committee chairmen that supervises these brokers. So once anybody comes to you and they are not part of this body, it's always very likely that you won't be able to get a lot of things out of them when a claim occurs. I'm not saying there are no professionals out there that are not members of the Nigerian Council of Registered Brokers, but we've always admonished everybody to be part of this. Now, we also have the National Insurance Commission that regulates all insurance practices, and we also fall under that. So for you to have any registered insurance broker come to you, be rest assured that your claims will be dealt with when they come up.
So why do claims take long to be processed? It takes forever.
Claims usually do not take forever. Now, if you've been told to provide items A to E to be able to process your claim, and you only do items A, B, and E, leaving C and D out, there's no way your claims will be processed. The C and D might be police reports, might also be your estimate of repairs. Without all of this, there's no way anybody will be able to successfully process your claims. So if you've been told do this, please follow it. And I can assure you, insurance company pays claims within 1 week.
Are you kidding?
I am telling you.
Are you kidding?
I am telling you. I've got testimonials. One of the things the Nigerian Council of Registered Insurance Brokers is trying to do right now is even to have a compendium of all of these claims that's been paid from people. So we're asking people, sending your testimonials, how have your claims experience been? We want a situation whereby we get the positive feedback and we also look at the negative
and
ones.
use that to sensitize the public.
Those are the things that we're trying to do right now. That's
So,
part of the cardinal points for the new presidents that's just coming.
So I've seen times when active insurance policyholders get their policies cancelled by companies. What can inform that? Why would an insurance company cancel my claim, my policy?
Your policy, great. So I told you before that you needed to fill a proposal form. Now you fill the proposal form. If you were dishonest at any time within that period, even though a contract has been issued to you, by the time it's discovered that you were trying to play smart or anything, the insurance company has the right to cancel that policy and return your funds to you. So these are times where policies are cancelled. Once the insurance company realizes that you've been trying to play smart, I'm choosing my words carefully, you've been trying to play smart, that's when they come, and then if they've had discussions with you and you're still not owning up to whatever it is you've done, in their best interest, they will cancel that policy.
So because we're going on a short break,
but
before the break, I was just going to quickly ask you this question. Is there a statutory limit for when claims are supposed to be paid?
Well, once all your documentations are complete, once you signed your discharge voucher, the discharge voucher is what the insurance company gives to you to say this is how much we're going to pay you for your claim. Once you sign off on that, I can assure you most insurance company pays within 48 hours. Some might pay within 24 hours.
But is there a statutory limit?
Well, it's not industry hits like that, but everybody tries to, because they also want to gain clients using that.
Okay.
So at least that's what they'll publicize. Oh, we're able to pay claims within 12 hours after EDV. We're able to pay within 24 hours. So by the time they go to the market with that, a lot of people tend to want to use those kind of companies, unlike the ones that delay claims payments.
There's a whole lot of dishonesty going on in that industry, but we'll be back. We'll be back to talk about that. Thank you for staying with us. We're going on a quick break, and please stay with us.
Space and Style.
Thank you for staying with us, and I still have Dr. Ayodeji Johnson in the studio with me, and we are still talking about home insurance in Nigeria. So before we went for the break, we were talking about dishonesty in the, and you're trying to exonerate the industry. So it's fine. The issue of premiums.
Yeah.
Is it static or it goes up every year? And what informs it if it goes up every year?
I remember the last time we were talking, last week when we were talking, you talked about properties appreciating. Now, so every year, because of the trends, because of this so-called appreciation, we expect every homeowner to what's that word now? To
renegotiate
building again,
okay,
and then do revaluation on those buildings based on the fact that it might have appreciated. Once that appreciates, naturally your insurance would increase. So if you've paid on 150 last year and you're coming to insure for 250 this year, naturally your premium would increase because you've increased your sum insured. So when people come and they say it's always increasing, it's because they are also increasing. So every time an insurance broker sends to you your renewal notice, there's a caveat there that says because of the change in the trends and property valuations and everything, that you should look at yours and see if you want to increase. So by the time you increase, naturally your premium will increase to take care of the extra you've added to it. So that's what informs what those increments are. Okay.
Another question I'd ask is rates. How to get the best rate available? Because I know for once that not all is not standard. What I get from a particular company, I might not get. So how am I able to get the best rates at the best from the best company?
We had talked about the rules of the insurance brokerage firms.
Okay.
Now, because, for example, Nikon Town Estates, an insurance company is insuring maybe about 50 houses out of the houses there, they can come together and put the association together and say, if you can get all of you on board, you get a group discount. So all of this discount come when you have associations, you have people coming together and doing the same thing. But at the same time, the insurance brokers, because they have relationships with all of these underwriting firms, they know who and who will give you discounts for bringing this, for bringing that. So that also helps with getting reduced rates. So for example, I know for a fact which insurance companies 60% of my transactions go to. So if I go to them and I'm saying, please help me accommodate this, they would naturally want to accommodate. So they might give discounts here and there based on the business relationship that I have with them. That's why we've always said that using a registered insurance broker would always help you with all of this. Not at the time of placing businesses alone, but when a claim occurs.
Okay, when it comes to the issue of fire, and for instance, a policyholder's house got burnt, but it's extended to his neighbor's house. Who takes liability for that?
Well, the insurance company will take liability for that because the proximate cause of that fire emanated from their clients.
Okay.
So if this building is insured and then there's a fire that's happened and it drags to the next house.
Even if it drags up to 10 houses.
The insurance company is supposed to, but there's always a limit to all of this. So it also depends on what kind of policy that you've bought.
What if it's comprehensive?
Yeah, the insurance
so
company
what if
will take care of all of this.
I park a car
Yeah.
in the property and it also gets burnt?
Everything that is insured in that building will be dealt with. Because like I said, the main proximate cause of that fire is the main proximate cause of that event is the fire to that building. So if the person has a comprehensive fire insurance, you'll be extended to cover all of those. But like I said, it's to a limit. It might not be total 100%. Now, I'll give another scenario. So Mr. A has his house insured, Mr. B has his house insured too. Mr. A's house the fire starts from Mr. A's house, pulls to Mr. B's house. Mr. B can actually bring his insurance to take care of his own fire needs. And then the insurance company will go to Mr. A's insurance company to get a refund for having fixed Mr. B's house. So basically that can be done. It speeds up whatever repairs that needs to be done on Mr. B's house because maybe his own insurance is more proactive or something and they're not dragging their feet. So basically that's how this really works when a fire occurs. Okay,
so when it comes to markets, in the last 6-7 years, a lot of markets have been gutted by fire. So if Mr. A insures his goods and his shop and the whole and fire starts from his shop and it raises the whole market, what happens? Still the same thing.
Insurance will come to play.
Oh,
that's why insurance comes in.
So where does insurance get their money from?
One of the things, I'll explain that. One of the things we try to do is, if I'm going into a market to insure, what I try to do is not just insure that one market and go away. I try to get the whole association to come together so that we insure the whole thing at the same time. That helps in mitigating the losses. Because now it is everybody pulling their resources together to help when the need occurs, not just one person out of 50. So that's where this happens. Now you're talking about where insurance company gets their money. Insurance people do not have that money. Insurance is a pool of funds of everybody pooled into the insurance company. They're just managers of these funds. So the way they get their money is how they invest these funds. So there are portions that they leave out for when a claim occurs. This is what we use to settle claims. There are others that they use for investments, long-term investments, short-term investments. So it is the proceeds from these investments that they use to sort out operational costs at their end. So they are basically managers of these resources. So in an insurance company, that's why you have investment managers, accountants, actuaries, and people like that. So everybody comes together to see how best to manage these funds so that when the clients need those funds, they'll be able to have access to it.
Wow. I am so, I really enjoyed myself, and I have a deeper understanding of home insurance. And I hope people take the cue to do more home insurance.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ayodeji Johnson, and I hope you show up again when we need you.
As soon as you call me,
Oh my
I
God.
would.
Thank you for that commitment. Thank you very much. We have come to the end of the segment, and I hope you had a nice time with our guest in the studio. So next is the design tip of the week. Hello and welcome to this segment. This is the interior decor segment. This is the segment where we talk to you about how to transform your spaces on a budget. And today I have with me Edna Ewudagi, and she was here the last time. We enjoyed it thoroughly, and she has given us her time again this week. Thank you very much, Edna, for coming again.
Thank you so much for having me once again.
So today we'll be talking about how to choose the right colors for your spaces. So,
Okay, choosing the right color for your space can be very challenging for most. Even we as interior designers sometimes struggle with it. So, but it is very essential that you pick the right color for your space. So I've been to a lot of homes or offices whereby people have like really bold color on their wall surrounding them, and it's not so much of a good thing to have that. It's always advisable to have like a bright color on your wall. Yeah.
you said bold color and bright. Is there a difference?
Yes, there is a difference. When you
Okay.
talk about bold colors, those are like statement colors, like red, colors that are very, very sharp, like red, like pink, like gold, orange. Yes, so those are very bold colors. It's not very advisable to have them like on the four corners of your wall. But some interior designers have used them, but they can only be done professionally. Like it is very challenging to have that kind of space and still be able to design them properly, except you're a professional. So for the purpose of this our conversation, I would say that having like a bold color, which are those how do I put it, like the red, those sharp colors, should only be like in one side of your space.
Because I was going to say that
Okay.
in my living space, I have orange.
Yeah,
but
it's
just one side.
Yes,
I was
it's-
kind of like, but there's nothing wrong with having orange in your home.
No, it's not. There's nothing
Okay.
wrong. It should just be like one side of the wall. So it should be like an accent color to your space, and it's going to make it pop. So those are the things you need to consider while picking the right colors. Then a lot of designers or people you love to use whites. I personally love to use white. If I'm not using white, then I have to pick a bright color. It doesn't mean that I can't use a dark color, but I have to be able to use it properly so that it can come out very nice. These days, a lot of people use black. Yeah.
In a living space.
And it's really nice.
But
When done properly, that is the key word. When done properly. So when you use a white paint on your wall, it's very nice because white allows you to throw in a lot of colors. When you have a white, so that's the trick. When you have a white wall, you can throw in pink, you can throw in gold into your space. It makes the living area very playful. Like if I had like an orange wall, it is going to restrict the colors that I'm going to use on my space. Do you get the trick?
where I have it as an accent, as I said, and I have white in every other area.
Okay, so then what about your throw pillows?
I don't have throw pillows.
So that is what we're talking about. So that is
Have you considered people that have children?
okay. What has that?
I mean, the white color that you were talking about.
Okay, the white color. Okay, that's what I'm
How do they
saying.
juggle that?
Okay, all right. Yeah, white is really nice, but you do not have to use white. There are other bright colors that are not whites, and you can still use. There is beige. There is blush. There are numerous bright colors that you can use when considering your kids in a space. So it doesn't have to be like a dark color. Oh, because you have kids, you have to use black. Oh, come on.
There's a difference between bold and bright colors.
Yeah.
So what are the examples of bright colors? Because I don't see any difference.
Okay, so there are lots of bright colors that you can use. You have beige, you have peach, you have white, you have off-white, lilac. You know, those bright colors that are not so bold, not so dark. You know, that we just make your space come alive. Just really calm colors.
Then are there colors that appear to make your area, your living area or whatever, your space look bigger?
Certainly, those are the bright colors. Bright colors tend to make your space look bigger. Dark colors tend to make your space look smaller. So if you have a very large space and you want it to come together, then you use a dark color on
Okay.
the space.
Another thought that I had was ceilings.
Okay.
Quite a number of ceilings are just painted
White.
But what's your opinion? Do you think you can get a bit creative with the colors of the ceilings?
Yes. The reason why most people use white is because when you use white on your ceiling, it tends to like make it bigger, like it's like an extension. Do you get? It doesn't look like the ceiling is so close to your head. But if you have like a colored ceiling, it brings it too close to you. So it's always advisable to use white. But when done properly, you can have other colors you can have different colors of ceiling, especially when it's a very high ceiling. When your ceiling is high, then you can use whatever color you want to use as long as you are doing it right. But if your ceiling is the normal ceiling or it's really low, by all means, please use white.
Just stick to the universal color of
Yes,
white.
yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Edna, for
Thank you.
your time. I really enjoyed myself, and I hope we've been able to learn one or two things about choosing the right color for your space. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Space and style.
So we've come to the last segment of the show, and it's the Artisan Spot, and we'll be speaking to an artisan who will be discussing his craftsmanship with us.
Ti wà ní ẹnu iṣẹ́ yẹn sí ọgbọ̀n ọdún. Ó wà fẹ́ ti wà torí situation iṣẹ́ wa yẹn sì. Bí dọ́là yẹn ṣe ń rise ni owó orin yẹn náà wọ́n máa ń gbówó ẹ̀ sókè. So whatever ń sìn, assuming irin tá à ń rà ní bí 1,000 tí dọ́là bá rise, wọ́n lè tà fún wa 3,000. So àwọn tó dẹ̀ ń gbéjẹ́ fún wa náà ọ̀hún ní fẹ́ fowó kù. Ṣùgbọ́n míì kan ti mọ̀ wá pẹ̀lú iṣẹ́ yẹn. Kò sí nǹkan tá a lè ṣe ju pé káwa náà tẹ́ wọn lọ́rùn. Challenges pọ̀ gan-an níbi iṣẹ́ yìí. Ìgbà míì wà tó yẹ pé iná máa disturb wa. A ní rí iná ṣiṣẹ́. Generator tá a dẹ̀ ń lò kò powerful bí iná. Ó ti yé yín. So àwọn challenges tá a máa ń face, a máa ń dojú kọ lórí iṣẹ́ nìyẹn. So táwọn oníṣẹ́ bá dẹ̀ lọ́wọ́ fẹ́ gbéṣẹ́, kò dẹ̀ sí nǹkan tá a lè ṣe ju pé ká wá means láti fi parí iṣẹ́ yẹn. Iná generator náà lálẹ́ lè lò. Àsúnmì tó bẹ́ẹ̀mi ṣe wà yìí máa ń ní program fún iṣẹ́ mi. So mo lè níṣẹ́ 3 4. So àwọn ọmọ tó ń bá mi iṣẹ́ wà. Tó yẹ pé tí bá ti níṣẹ́ tó pọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ màá pọ̀ pé wọ́n wá. Àjọ handle iṣẹ́ yẹn. So lórí iṣẹ́ yìí náà àwọn ọmọ wà tó yẹ pé àti kọ́ iṣẹ́. Tó yẹ pé èmi wà nù wọn tó yẹ pé ó ń lọ school. Ó ń ti school tó bá close in school. A wá síbi, a wá kọ́ṣẹ́ yẹn. So ó fi ń ṣe part time. So along the line ó dẹ̀ náà ti wà láyà rẹ̀. Client wà tó yẹ pé èmi wà ó lè lóun fẹ́ gba iṣẹ́ òun ní bí ọ̀sẹ̀ kan. Tíṣẹ́ mi dẹ̀ ti wà lọ́wọ́ mi. So mo lè fún grace fún ọ̀sẹ̀ 2. Tó bá lè afford ẹ̀. So I go ahead. So èmi ìtàn dẹ̀ ti mọ iṣẹ́ wa. So kò ní doubt. Okay, kò sí problem wọn á ṣe. So láti bẹ̀ lọ iṣẹ́ ẹ̀gán lè má tó time tèmi wá dá fún yẹn. A gbé àwọn irin tá à ń lò, àwọn irin quality. So àwọn nǹkan tá a dẹ̀ fi ń ṣe ó máa ń last débi pé ẹlòmíì gan tún máa padà fún yàn ni. Ìyàtọ̀ tó wà nínú fọ́nrìn àti local nìyẹn. Foreign bóyá wà yẹn kò ń strong ṣùgbọ́n wọ́n máa ń wo finishing tiwa dẹ̀rẹ̀ finishing tiwa ó lè farapẹ́ díẹ̀ ni ṣùgbọ́n tiwa ó máa ń strong ju wọn lọ. Ìyàtọ̀ tó wà nù finishing foreign ni pé materials wà tó ń mòdì kíní yẹn fún wọn lọ́hùn tiwa ń bí ọwọ́ làwa fi ń ṣe. Irú ìsìn ìgbà táwa fi kọ́ṣẹ́ tiwa ń gbà yẹn àwa lo 6 years a tún fi 6 years sin ọ̀gá ṣùgbọ́n ń sìn láyé òde ìlú àwọn ọmọ tó ń kọ́ṣẹ́ ń sìn grace wọn ò ju one and a half years 2 years so àwọn náà ti wà wọ́n ti gbàyàn dá àwọn náà ti máa dáṣẹ́ ara wọn ṣe. Nígbà tí mo bẹ̀rẹ̀ iṣẹ́ ìgbà yẹn mo wà ní bíi 19 years mo fi bẹ̀rẹ̀ iṣẹ́ nígbà yẹn. So ẹ̀kọ́ rí méjì mo kàn rí lórí iṣẹ́ yìí ni pé ìgbà yẹn náà mo fẹ́ kọ́ ṣùgbọ́n àwọn òbí tó bí mi wọ́n ti ríran jù èmi lọ so àwọn ní iṣẹ́ yìí ló máa kọ́ along the line bọ́ọ̀lù ohun mi kì í gbá ṣùgbọ́n mi ò fẹ́ tàpá sí òfin àwọn òbí mi ni mo ṣe ìyànṣẹ́ yìí láàyò. Ìgbà tèmi náà dẹ̀ wá wọnú ẹ̀ mo á rí i pé iṣẹ́ tó rọrùn ni. Ṣe rí iṣẹ́ wẹ́dà ọ̀pá àti obìnrin ṣe rá wa ọkùnrin wa gan láde ní ayé ìsìn ọ̀n fẹ́ kọ́ṣẹ́ wẹ́dà torí iṣẹ́ tó le ni iṣẹ́ ojú ni ó ti yẹ nǹkan tó máa fi ń sá fún iṣẹ́ yẹn nìyẹn.
Space and style.
We have come to the end of the show this week, and I hope you enjoyed yourself and learned a lot about home insurance. Join us next week for another interesting edition of Space and Style at the same time on the same station. Bye for now.